Well, I think the key was an announcement by the Food and Drug Administration, Commissioner David Kessler, that they had evidence that the tobacco companies were deliberately manipulating the levels of nicotine in cigarettes to get people more addicted to them. And because of that, the FDA was considering regulating tobacco products.
Henry Waxman, Democrat, California, who chaired this subcommittee, was very well known for being anti-tobacco. What was the tenor of the hearings?
Well, Henry Waxman had been holding hearings for decades, as you mentioned, about the health hazards of smoking cigarettes. He held the very first hearing in Congress in 1982 on how smoking was linked to cancer, heart disease, and other problems. He held a hearing looking at smokeless tobacco products and showed how they caused throat cancer and other kinds of problems. He had a hearing about how even if you didn't smoke cigarettes yourself, if you were exposed to tobacco smoke from others who were smoking cigarettes, you could get ill from that exposure. So he had had a long history of learning about the health impacts of cigarettes. And I think he was also frustrated that so many people didn't seem to care. 30 to 40% of the American public were smoking cigarettes at that time, and he was still trying to get the facts out to the public about the health dangers involved.
Now, the ranking member on that committee at the time was Tom Bliley, Republican from Virginia. He was known jokingly as the congressman from Philip Morris, who did not agree with Henry Waxman. Is that correct?
That's correct. Tobacco was a big product in Virginia and a bunch of other states as well, and there were members of Congress that were fierce defenders of the industry.
Did the American tobacco industry 30 years ago in 1994 have strong lobbying and economic power?
Oh, they did. They were a very powerful industry that had been holding off the health findings that Henry Waxman and others had been trying to promote for a long time. And they had a huge marketing campaign for children, for adults, to get them to see smoking as sophisticated or attractive. And they were a very powerful industry.
Elise Bean, the 7 CEOs who came to testify, would you call that hearing a dressing down?
Well, it was even more than that. I mean, that hearing became iconic in the United States Congress for how it attacked a very serious problem. There was a very famous photograph of the 7 CEOs holding up their hands, swearing to tell the truth. And then you had the hearing itself that was televised to millions of Americans, talking about were there these health hazards, and having the CEOs simply deny that cigarettes were addictive, deny that they caused health problems, deny that they were killing 300 to 400,000 individuals every year in the United States.